Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're working on 2013 Honda Genesis, and I've seen this for a while, these models. So we have a customer complaint about passenger window front is not working. So let's check our driver side that's working, right? The rear one, oh, let me turn off that safety. So rear is working. Also the right side, but on our passenger front it's not doing anything. Also same thing here, right? Okay, my door locks are working. So I have my scan tool here. We're gonna check our, what do we have here? Let's go driver door module. Okay, mirror, driver mirror, passenger window switch up. Okay, let's click that. Click, auto down, right rear. Okay, let's go driver window switch up, down, auto. Okay, so we should see changes. I'm gonna try first on our driver front. Okay, you know what, let's graph that so it's easier. Okay, we can see the changes on the driver. That's going down. Right, down option. That's front. So now let's go to our passenger. So my passenger window, I'm holding it right now, right? It's turning on, which is good. Window up, which is good. So now, at least, what I'm thinking right now is our switch is good. Let me try on our this side here. This side, if it will register something. No, that will not register or anything. So at least my master switch is working. Let's go back and let's click that assist driver module, assist door module. So that's for the passenger front. Okay, what do we have here? So passenger door lock, passenger window up, auto up. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna graph it so that it's easier for us. So I'm gonna do the down first. Okay, so down button is working. Let's go up. Okay, so up is working, so that's good. I think all our switches is working. Now the question is, we're gonna go to that panel and we're gonna grab our wiring diagram and see our power going into the motor, especially on the window. Make sure that power is going in there with good voltage, no voltage drop at all. And if everything, all the voltages are good, ground is good, we're gonna try to power up our window. Maybe the window motor is stuck, so we'll do that next. And for the meantime, second complaint is HVAC vents not switching from upper outer vents. Okay, so what I notice here when I'm changing the mode, as you can see there, that's face level. Okay, so that's face and floor. I'm gonna just, I don't feel anything here, but here you get something, right? And I think this is stuck. So if I'm gonna change the mode to floor, right? Okay, floor right now. The same thing, like the air that's coming out from the vents or something like that. I feel it from the dash, right? So something is stuck in there. So now next is, because this is Genesis model, let's go to our, if we have an AC, Okay, here, AC module. Let's see if we can see some data in there. Okay, air mix. Okay, that's for the temperature. Um, direction, potential. What is this? Air mix, that's the temperature. Air mix door console. Okay, so now what I'm thinking, this direction, I think that's our mode itself. So I'm gonna change that. Floor, nothing. Nothing is changing. You know what? Let's go back to text. Let's go floor first. So I'm doing floor first. I'm looking for data if something is changing here. So nothing is changing. Why? Why is not nothing is changing here? So how about temperature? So temperature, as you can see there, it changes now. I'm gonna put it low, but our mode door doesn't do anything here. No changes. I think it's stuck here, 90%. I think that's for defogger. Okay, so we'll see. I have to find that component and see if we can just visually check it, because as I can see here, nothing is moving, right? And what can we do still? So let's go scan for codes, because at least there's some modules there. So AC, driver door, and assist door. Let's see if we have some codes there. Okay, so we got a code now. Direction control motor, auto defog. So that's why I guess it's always on the defogger. We hear that, it's coming from the dash itself. What else do we have here? Outside mirror. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Outside mirror, right vertical motor or sensor. Okay, well, he's worried about the window, so I don't worry about that. So this guy, auto defog, what's going on that one? So let's pull up the service information and see what's going on here. Maybe it went to fail-safe mode when something happens, right? So I'm gonna look for the service information and we'll get back to it. Alright guys, so I got this service information. Our code says this is our defogger actuator, so that's underneath the dash. That's too much work. So what else can say that it got stuck on defogger? We got our auto defogger sensor too. So let's click that, because maybe our sensor is acting up. So that's gonna be behind our mirror. We got the rain sensor and defogger. So we'll check this guy here. Okay, so you can see there's some wires there. I don't know if this guy is installed in here. Okay, I hope not. Okay, so what is this guy here? It's just a glue? I don't know. So there's some wires here. You know what, let me remove that plastic piece properly and see. Okay, so I removed this cover here, and I was thinking maybe they tap the wire because there's an aftermarket device there. So far it's not connected, so we don't have to worry about that. And so I tried to unplug that sensor, if that sensor is working. Now I got a code for sensor open high, so meaning our circuit is working in there. So let's clear that. Let me just clear this. Okay, I'm gonna go home. DTC again, and let's go AC. Okay, so we got sensor high there. Oh, I didn't plug in. So I didn't plug that in. Let me erase it again. As I can see here, our direction control motor driver, it's active still, so that's a hard fault. Now that's a different code that we have earlier, because earlier was let's go back here again. Earlier was air condition. Earlier was B1284. No, B12. No, 2409. Okay, so this is the code right now that we have, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know that that was not our, or this one, B1285. So auto defog. This was our first code we have. I was checking the service information. It's on the behind the dash, and it just senses if, you know, it's there's humidity outside, it's gonna auto defog, right? So right now we have a code for a 2409 direction control motor driver. So let me check this. That's a different code right now. So now this guy is saying it's our itself the mode actuator, right? So which is good. I like that, because the thing is it's more accessible, because I don't want to touch there on our behind the glove dash, because that's too much work to do some testing. So at least we have a good direction right now that our hard code is the mode actuator. So I'm gonna check that. So it says here the voltage level. If I'm gonna press that mode here, right? So it says driver active. Let's go data again, just quick. And after that, if not, I'm just gonna go through our diagnosis on the passenger window. So right now, driver direction potential, so it says 92%, so it's really stuck there, it's not moving, right? So what I'm thinking, it's either we got a problem with that actuator itself, or there's no signal going in, or the feedback is stuck, right? Because I think this is the feedback. So what we're gonna do now is we'll go to our wiring diagram for passenger window, and let's see what circuits are involved in there. So passenger window, power window, okay, schematic. Okay, so is this driver door module? No, I don't want that, because it should just be a 2-wire. Okay, let's go here. It's just the controls, right? So rear. Okay. Okay, so it's not there. Okay, so it says here passenger power window module. It has a module. We got motor here, so that should be easy there. So all we're gonna check is we got here B plus power on the module, up and down, right? And it processes on the ECU, and the motor will just go up and down, right? And then we got the ground here. So our concern now is we're gonna look for this connector. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 6, and then location. Okay, so it's there, so just be accessible. So I'm gonna remove the panel, and we're gonna do some um, voltage check, and let's see if it's a motor problem or it's just well, it has a module here, right? So let's see from there. Okay, so we have, oh, so we got orange here, number 3, and we got number 4 black, that's our ground, and 1 and 6 will be our up and down, right? So here's our motor. So number 3 is orange, that's our power, ground. 1 is brown, it's gonna be up, and 6 is green orange here, this guy. So I got my test light here, so we're just gonna check this, look for a good ground, maybe this guy here. I hope that's a good ground. Now I'm just have a back probe pins here. I'm just gonna back probe that because the power should have always power there, the orange wire. So, wait, my goodness. You know what? I hope that's a good ground there. Okay, I'm just gonna back probe this guy here. We don't have good ground. No ground. No power. Okay, we don't have power there. Let me see this. There's a fuse here on this side. I'm just gonna check that if we have good ground. Okay, so we have ground there. I use the hinge on the door, right? So now orange should have power. So we don't have power in there. Do we have a fuse in there? So, okay, we have here joint connector, and there's a fuse there, right hand, 30 amp. Let's see what's that. If it's just a fuse for this side or fuse for the whole right side. So there's a power window 30 amp there, the passenger window module, and to rear door module. Okay, let me go here, see. I just want to make sure that, okay, so for sure we got power because the rear door is working. Now the question is why I don't have power here. Well, let me unplug this. Let me unplug the connector and see if I'll just front probe it. Just to make sure. Yeah, I don't have power. No power at all. So now the question is, the next connection will be, we got here FD21. The FD21 is this guy here, right? And that's where I have what do you call that? Broken wire issue. So to just, what do you call that? To quickly check, this, I'm gonna jump a power in there and see if our window works now, right? Because if our window works now, 100% sure that we got a fault on our power feed. So let me do that. Let's do that. So where am I gonna get the power? Do we have a battery power here on the... Okay, so I use a jumper wire from our hood junction box there. So as you can see there, we have power. Now I'm gonna supply power on that side, right? I'm gonna supply power on this orange wire. We should have power there, right? Now we should work now. Oh, I can feel that it's moving. Okay. Okay. So as you can see that our window is working now. So we just don't go crazy on this, because you can see the gauge on that power is thicker. We have our test leads here is so thin. So now for sure we got a problem with our connection, a power feed connection from here. It's either from here going to our FD11 on this side here, right? So next is we're gonna look for that FD11, or what I can do is, let me see if I can see something. Okay, so see that there's an orange wire there, big orange wire. So what we can do is, I'm gonna use a back probe in there, because I think that's the same gauge of wire going into our module. Or maybe I can remove this guy here and see what's going on in there. No, I can't remove it. Okay, let's not remove it. So let's back probe that and see if we have some power in there. Okay, I'm just gonna eyeball this. I hope I'm on the right pin. Okay, I'm just gonna hold that. I'm gonna use this. So there's no power. Why? You know what? Let me grab my piercing probe. Make sure that you're gonna cover the hole, especially in this side here. Oy. Come on. Okay, so I think I'm hooked up there. Now we're gonna check for power. No power. So what's the next step is, we're gonna go on this joint connector JFRA. Let's see, where's this guy. I hope it's not hiding. Come on, location. Okay, JFRA. So that's gonna be our right side, rear. So on our panel on the right side. So it's showing there, that's it's on this side here, right? So now can we remove this? Okay, there's another wire here. That's okay. Let me release this seat. What? So how do you release the seat then? Oh no, you cannot release this. I think you have to remove this and pull it out. You know what? Here's our joint connectors there. Let's see if we can access it. If not, I guess I have to look for... No man, I think we have to remove the seat to do this. No. Hey, that's not good. Okay, so let's just double check if that's the right. So F13, FD21. So I'm gonna go click that FD21. 13 should be at the bottom. So the very bottom, I don't see any. Oh, is there another wire? Oh, there's another wire there. Is it? Okay, let me see. This is another wire. I see another orange, right? Maybe I poke a different wire, but I can see it's the same gauge of wire. So let's see. Alright guys, so I use a different probe now because the other one didn't go through, but still we don't have power. Let me just use my test light. So it's working. We still have no power there, so I guess it's gonna be worst. So we don't have power there. It's either we have a broken wire coming in, going there, or maybe just poor connection in here. So I don't know. I don't know what's the best thing in here. It's either, unless I'm gonna just jump a wire in here just to make it work, advise the customer, or I'm gonna trace that wire. I know it's good to trace that wire, but as you can see there's too much work in there on the rear seat. I have to remove that just to access the joint connector. So I'm gonna advise my advisor and see what the customer wants. Okay guys, so I cannot wait for that advisor, right? I just want, poking around. So as you can see here that we saw our wiring diagram, that the door and it goes to the joint connector at the back. So meaning there's a wire should run through there. So I can see there's two orange wires here, right? And I'm thinking it's either one orange wire going back and one orange wire going to the front. I'm not sure that, but as you can see there, my test light works on one orange, and then this one here, okay, so both orange wire here, that the same gauge of wire going to our motor is working. So now what I can do is I'm gonna remove this panel here. So what I can do is I'm gonna remove this panel. There's one screw there that's holding, and let's see at the back of this panel if we can see something. Oops. Okay, can I remove this now? I hope so. Okay, good. Okay, let's just put that aside. So let's see what we have here. So clearly our door harness, that connector, it's on top in there, so we don't have that access in here. Oh man. Alright guys, so recap. we know we don't have power going into our window motor. We don't have power here, so I just removed the cover on our bottom of the glove box, and at the very end, that's our connection there for I don't know if you guys will see it, our connection on our door harness, right? So I'm gonna poke that orange wire and see if we have power. I'm just using directly the test light because there's no space at all to remove that connector. So I'm just gonna poke that. I hope I can reach it though. Okay, as you can see there, my test light turns on. So now I'm thinking that maybe we have a problem with the pin there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to remove the whole connector itself, push it out, and maybe we can remove it, because I think the way these connectors we can disconnect it is from the inside. It's not like the other models that you can, remove the whole thing outside the door. That's what I'm seeing right now here, because the tab is from the inside. So I'm gonna remove that whole harness there. I hope I don't have to remove the whole door, so we'll see. Okay guys, so for the update for the window, I think there's too much work for that. I tried to remove, as you can see there, everything is removed, and I think you're gonna remove the whole dash for this one. So it's either I'm just gonna tap one of the power wires. I know it's a different gauge of wire. I'm just gonna look for a almost the same gauge of wire. Maybe that's what I'm gonna suggest to the customer, unless he wants to remove this whole dash, and I'm gonna check the connector. And in the meantime, I have to tell that to the advisor. We're checking now our, what do you call that, our mode actuator, right? Because we have a problem that it's staying on the defrost. So while I moved that flap on the heater box, it moved, so it's not the heater box at all, and it's not seizing there. So as you can see here, I removed the whole thing there. That's gonna be so tricky to remove that mode actuator there. So I just backprobe our ground. We're just checking our voltages right now. So on our black one, that's the ground, right? And then this one, I'm checking our 5-volt reference. So we should have a 5-volt reference. As you can see on my multimeter, we have 5 volts there, which is good. Now we're gonna go to our feedback, and it's saying 4.6 there, right? Because I think the actuator is stuck on the defrost. So I tried moving this, what do you call that, this actuator out, right, to the heater box, and press our mode buttons, and this actuator itself doesn't work. So I'm gonna suggest to our customer, we need that actuator to start with, and we'll see, and then I'll update you guys if what he wants to do with that window, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we gotta go ahead. The customer wants we just have to tap in one of the power wire on this panel. He doesn't want to do the dash. I guess it's too much work, and I don't know why they designed this kind of harness, right, that you have to take it out from the inside. And also for our mode actuator, we're gonna do that too, so I'll be waiting for the part for that one. So right now we're gonna remove our panel, right? So we have to remove this piece here, right? There's a plastic screw on the side here. You just pop it out, and the cover here, and then there's 2 screws. Now we'll just pop it out, okay? So I just look for a wiring diagram. This connector is for our power door locks. So got power there. Let's just double check. I know this is not the proper repair, guys. I know maybe people are gonna complain about what I'm doing, but I think for the meantime the window will work if we're gonna feed from here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look for a wire. We're gonna tap in here and put in this orange wire on our power window. So I'm gonna at least remove this tape here, remove the tape there, and then look for at least a wire with the same gauge in this one, and then we'll see. So I started here already. I just got the orange wire for power feed. Now for this guy, just gonna clean this. I'm gonna cut from here. Okay. Now where's my wire? So I have this wire. I know it's different color, but at least it's almost the same on the orange wire here, the gauge. So okay, now I'm just gonna twist this. I hope so. And then I got this heat shrink with solder, Amazon, anything you can buy from Amazon. So we got different sizes too. So we're gonna use, I think, this blue one. Same thing. Now we got bigger gauge here. I hope this will work. Oh, man, it's short. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna solder it. Let me grab the soldering gun and then let's fix that. Okay. Okay, it's good enough. Now let's try. Plug in. Let me grab the door panel. You see that orange wire where we tap in, it was power all the time. So let me try first, see if we can power this without ignition on. Where's this connector? Okay, so nothing happens. Let me put ignition on first. Oh yeah, baby. It's slow though. The way you can see, it's the the running of that window is slow. I think I'm thinking about it's because of the gauge of the wire. So maybe, I'm not sure. But at least our window works now. As long as I told the customer, or we told our customer, this is the trade-off if we're gonna do it on this way, right? Because we can't really, you know, remove that connector. I don't know why they design it like that. So at least that's fixed now. We got our window works. So I'm just gonna take this, make it look nice at least, and we'll wait for that mode control module, actuator, and we'll install that, and we'll verify our repair too on our AC.